Hello, I'm Tyler Jones, and I'm a huge basketball fan. I played basketball for 6 years in school. I'm currently an official for the KHSAA, so I ref middle school and high school basketball games. And I watch the NBA all the time. And if any of you are basketball fans, and you watch ESPN and you hear the debate, then you've heard LeBron versus Jordan, or who's the greatest player of all time. And while I am a huge Michael Jordan fan, I think the things he did for basketball can never be taken for granted, and that he did pave the way for many great players to be who they are. LeBron statistically is the better basketball player and will probably never be surpassed. In this speech, I'm going to give 3 main points as to why that's true. Number one being just pure statistics. All around, LeBron is the most dominant basketball player the league has ever seen. According to basketballreference.com, LeBron averages 7.2 assists for his career and 7.4 rebounds. Jordan averaged 6.2 rebounds and 5.3 assists, showing that LeBron is a better facilitator, better at moving the ball, and a better rebounder, which these things obviously lead to wins. The next point is LeBron is the first player to ever reach 30,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, and 8,000 assists, making him without a doubt the most well-rounded player of all time. Jordan was offensively a monster and was one of the purest scorers the league's ever seen. But all around, LeBron has him beat. And people argue that the reason LeBron is so capable of having these insane statistics is because the competition he faces isn't as hard as the competition Michael Jordan faced. But let's just take a look at that. LeBron has played for the East for the majority of his career. Last season, he moved to the West and currently plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. When LeBron played for the East, yes, it's easy to say that he had an easy road to the finals because teams in the East aren't as powerful as teams in the West. However, when it gets to the finals, LeBron has to face the number one team in the league at all times, whether it be the San Antonio Spurs or the Golden State Warriors. Michael Jordan's entire career was him playing for the best team and dominating at all times because all he had to worry about was scoring. Michael Jordan played with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. Pippen being overall just a monster in every category, and Dennis Rodman being one of the greatest defenders and the greatest rebounder of that time. So, at the end of the day, all Jordan really had to worry about was scoring the basketball, whereas LeBron has to lead his league in nearly every category in order to win a game. LeBron has to be the dominant player on his team when it comes to scoring the ball, defending the other team's best player, rebounding, and passing, and half the time he plays point guard while he's 6'9" and 250 pounds. The only way we could really compare the competition they face is if we substituted one of the 4 All-Stars on the Golden State Warriors team with LeBron James. Because that's essentially what the Chicago Bulls were in '93. When they got to the finals, when they got to the playoffs, they were playing teams in the West like the Suns who couldn't break 40 wins in a season. LeBron's playing teams that are winning 72 games a season. So his competition's, without a question, much harder than that Jordan had to face at that time. And the big argument that we always hear is that Jordan has more rings than LeBron. And that's true. I mean, the Warriors recently have been dominating the finals. They've won 3 rings in the past 5 years. However, championships aren't based on which team has the best player. If that was so, then LeBron would never lose a game and never lose a championship because the Warriors don't have any one player that's as good as he is. But collectively, they have a whole group, along with Steve Kerr as their coach, that make them a dominant team. If being the greatest player was strictly based off who has the most championships, it wouldn't be Michael Jordan. It would be Bill Russell with his 11. But Bill Russell isn't even talked about as being top 10 greatest players, let alone number 1. Let alone being better than LeBron James or Michael Jordan. But championships come down to supporting roles, supporting casts for the main players, such as LeBron James, and the conference, as I said earlier. Now, going back to statistics, Michael Jordan's career is done. All numbers are set in stone. Whereas last season, LeBron being 33 now, had one of the most dominant seasons of his entire career. So, even if that was the high point, and LeBron doesn't get any better. He only gets worse because that's what time does to us. The show, The Herd, a show that Fox Sports produces, did some number crunching, and they showed that if LeBron gets 5 more years in the league, and he gets progressively worse, as he obviously will, if he gets 6% worse in overall over the next 5 years, so let's say in 5 years he's 30% less of a basketball player than he currently is today, because the 6% less production that he has over the next 5 years for each year, he'll still be number 1 overall in all-time scoring. He'll surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Currently, LeBron has 31,381 points and sits at number 6 in the all-time scoring list. Michael Jordan has 32,292 points, according to BasketballReference.com and NBAStats.com. But Jordan's point setting is done. LeBron can still add to that. And as I said, even if he gets worse, in 5 years he'll lead the league in points still. He'll also be number 3 in the all-time assist list. Jordan's not even top 10. And he'll be top 40 in the all-time rebounding list, almost doubling Michael Jordan rebounds. So unless we're looking purely at points, which LeBron is more than likely going to beat Jordan in anyways, there's nothing else Jordan has on LeBron. Unless you look at championships. And as I said, that's a team factor, not an individual factor. If we put LeBron James on that 93 Bulls team, they would dominate. If we take a look at this chart with the 93 Bulls and Jordan's most impressive career run, people always want to say that LeBron isn't clutch, or that when it comes, crunch time, Jordan was the greatest guy to have. Well, let's look at playoffs, where you lose, you go home. The most dominant, the most important time to bring your game to the table. This is a chart on Colin Cowherd's show, The Herd, and it shows that LeBron's last year playoff run dominated Jordan's greatest playoff run of all time in '93. LeBron averages more points, shoots a significantly higher field goal percentage. He shoots 55% from the field. Jordan shoots 45.6%. LeBron averages 3 more rebounds and 3 more assists per game. Truly dominating the NBA at that time. Jordan, even in Jordan's greatest playoff run ever, LeBron surpassed him easily just last season. So when it comes down to it, the next time you hear this debate on who's the greater player, hopefully you can take these 3 points and the proof in the greatest playoff run both players have had and show that LeBron gets it done when it needs to be done. He faces harder competition than Jordan ever had to face. And statistically, he's the most dominant player the league's ever seen. Thank you.